everyone, and welcome to our brand new How To and Style series. We are only a few days away from Christmas, and I wanted to do something a little bit special. As some of you may or may not know, Lakshmi Bee, we are upcycle designers. We specialize in upcycling everything from fashion, couture, art, and home decor. I know the past couple of years have been extremely hard and torturous for so many of us being stuck indoors with the current global pandemic. We've been stuck indoors a lot as well, and it's really got me thinking a lot about the home and how important it is to have a beautiful space, especially for your well-being and mental health. Being sustainable designers, we are very conscious about the footprint we're leaving behind, especially for our future generations. And it got me thinking about Christmas decorations. Some of the people I know like to do different themes every year, and you might be going out and buying new decorations every year. And I always think, where do those old decorations go? A lot of it just ends up going to landfill. In the name of sustainability, I thought, why not upcycle our old Christmas decorations? I was actually born in London, moving to Australia, so I've lived here most of my life. It is actually our summertime. It is very hot at Christmas, so you want to bring a lot of coolness to the house. I tried to think of a different color scheme and try to see what I had around the house that I could use to incorporate into the scheme. I ended up taking all our old Christmas decorations, which were more those traditional colors of the gold, the red and the green, and I decided to jazz them up in these beautiful blue tones and silver with some silver glitter. I really love DIY projects like this because it's really good if you have young children. You can do this with your friends or your family and all gather around a table, sharing stories and creating some awesome ornaments. And it's also a really good de-stressor. I really love creativity. It gets me into a better mindset. I got together with my brother and my sister, and we ended up using what we had and upcycling these decorations into something truly magical. You can do whatever color you want, whatever design you want. The possibilities are endless. So think of a color scheme that you would like for your home and go crazy with it. Try and find things that you already have at home, whether it's the old nail polish or some old paints that were left over from another project. Get creative, there's no rules. I have prepared a really awesome DIY tutorial for any of you if you've got any old decorations at home and you want to do something different, more sustainable. Without further ado, let's get into the DIY. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put up our Christmas tree. You can see my brother's helping me here. Once it's up, I'll have a really good idea of where we're gonna place these decorations. Next, you're gonna gather all your pieces together. I have here our old family decorations that I'm gonna be using for this tutorial. Using things I had at home, I have paints, a couple of paint brushes, a paint tin, water bucket, super glue, everyday craft glue, glue brush, spare container, some glitter, big glitter, scissors, a couple of Sharpie pens, used up nail polish remover, few spare ribbons, and some sequins. Now this is the beautiful decoration we're going to be making first. Alright, so I'm just getting some of that beautiful Lumiere leftover shoe paint, and this is by Jacket, and I'm just going to start painting my design. Now I love using this particular Christmas bauble because it has all those lines on it already. So you can actually use those lines or the pre-existing marks on your bauble as a guide into the type of design you would like to do. So here I'm just starting small right at the corners here, and I'm expanding it big to get that beautiful design. Now remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, just do whatever you feel like doing. So of course we want to use light brush strokes, as this particular paint needs to be layered a couple of times, and when you do light brush strokes it just prevents streaks from showing through. Checking out my brother's design over here, he'll be doing this beautiful Tiffany inspired bauble using the same techniques. Now once you've done your painting, your first coat, you want to blow dry it. So this particular paint needs to be heat set. So you just do that for a couple of minutes and continue painting on your second layer. Now I'm going in with my silver and I'm just painting in the leftover spaces. Going through that same process again with the blow dry once finished. Brother's going pretty well over here. I'm excited to see this design. Alright, so I'm going in with my next coat and just making sure I get close to those edges for a nice clean finish. Going in again with my silver, again, close to the edge so we get that nice clean finish. Alright, so while that dries, I'm moving on to the next design. So I'm going to be doing the same type of design here, just using a different color, picking up that beautiful turquoise color over here that I use for the Tiffany shoes. I love this color so much. It's just so beautiful. Makes me feel calm too when I look at it. So once our bauble is dry, we're going to go ahead and pick up our super glue. And what you're going to do with this, now remember this is using things that you already have at home. So you might have glitter glue sticks, which will make this easier. But I'm using super glue and just going over that midway line, making sure you get the glue on both colors. And this is where we're going to be putting our glitter. Alright, once that's done, we're going to sprinkle our glitter over here, just using that spare container. And you want to make sure it really gets in there. When you're using glue and putting glitter on top of it, sometimes it can leave little spaces or holes. So you just want to pick up your glitter and make sure it's getting into all those little crevices. I like to pat it down as well, just to make sure it's really sitting on there quite nicely. Just light pats. And once you're finished, get a dry paintbrush and just brush away all that excess glitter because it likes to stick on there a little bit. Alright, so I'm going in again and I am doing this in sections because that glitter does like to stick everywhere. So it's much easier if you do it in sections. Also when you're using super glue, it tends to dry quite quickly. So this is a really good way to do it efficiently. Getting that glitter on there before that glue dries. And again, going in with our paintbrush, just brushing away all that excess glitter. Alright, so I'm taking my old used up nail polish and just putting a bit of nail polish remover in there, giving it a bit of a shake. And this is going to thin out that nail polish really nicely. And I'm actually going to use this and paint the tops of these Christmas baubles into a beautiful silver color. This is a great way to use up any old bottles. Instead of throwing them away, just put that nail polish remover in there and you get a beautiful liquid that you can use for other projects. So now I'm taking some old leftover ribbon. I always keep ribbon, especially on birthday presents, Christmas presents. They make great craft tools for any different projects that you might want to do. So I try to keep all these nice things that you get because you can do so much with them. So what I'm doing here is just making a basic bow shape and just keep readjusting it until you get the shape that you want. This is going to be the decoration for the top. Again, taking my super glue, we're just going to do a little dab here on the bow. Oh, a little bit too much. Get it off quick. And just use that excess there right on the top of that bauble. You're going to let this dry just a little bit till it becomes tacky. And then you're going to press the two pieces together. This will ensure that it sticks really well and your bow stands up nicely. So while you're sticking it on there, just adjust it to the position that you would like. I like my bows up and perky. Just readjusting it until you get the shape that you want. cutting off the ends just to even it out and get a nice finished design. I like to cut diagonally so the ribbon doesn't fray. Also looks really pretty as well. Alright, so I've taken my mini ribbon here and just done the same thing, making little bows, and I've stuck that there right in the middle of my main bow. Just look at that. So pretty already. I'm going to get my super glue, and this is where I'll be sticking a little sequin just to add that lovely finished touch on the bauble. Again, I'm using things that I have at home. You can use anything for this, even old jewelry or any bits of things that you have. It'll look beautiful. And there is our lovely finished bauble. I've done the same thing here with the mini ones. Along with my sister's help, we've painted a couple of the others in these plain colors because we're going to do something different with these ones. It's looking really good already. We're going to do the next one. This is my little snowflake design that I kind of just did as I went. Again, you can be creative, do whatever you want. And see those lines again. Usually when you have a bauble, when they make them in the factory, sometimes you get those little lines on the side. So I use those as a design guide. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark in some lines with my Sharpie. Remember, you can do whatever you want. There's no rules. This is just one of the ways that I created my snowflake bauble design. So I'm going to mark in all my lines symmetrically in a cross shape. Gonna go ahead in there and do another cross in those gaps with the line going slightly shorter this time. This is going to add some dimension to the design. And then I'm just going to mark in my little snowflake design here. Just some little diagonal lines. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I'm going to follow the lines here on the top and just draw in a couple of circles. Again, adding some more dimension to that snowflake design. Depending on the type of Christmas bauble you have, just follow the lines or do whatever you want. The more unique, the better. I'm going to go ahead and mark in another diagonal line from the bottom, meeting up to the top of that little snowflake design that I did before. Again, adding more dimension. So now I'm going to take the super glue and we're just going to do the same thing that we did last time, following those lines with the super glue, and this is where our glitter is going to go. Again, much easier if you have a glitter pen. I don't. I'm just using things that I had around the house, and it works just as well. I'm just marking in a couple of sections. And same thing again, sprinkling some of that glitter on there, pressing it in lightly, and just picking it up and sticking it in any crevices that might be there. Going ahead with my paintbrush and just brushing away all that excess glitter. Ah, so pretty. Absolutely beautiful and so easy and simple. gone ahead and done a couple of the others and it just looks magical. I've also gone ahead and done some writing, faith, hope, love. You can do anything you want. It's just some of the possibilities that you can do. Whatever you feel like. Now I'm going to go ahead and make these silver baubles. These are super cute and were really fun. Going ahead with my craft glue. Craft glue is better for this when you're doing a large coating over the bauble. So I'm just going to go ahead with my glue brush here and just giving it a really good light coat. And then again, sprinkling my glitter over the bauble, making sure I get over every single area and that there's no patches. Going in again and painting the rest of my Christmas baubles here. Just repeating that same process. Ah, so pretty. I'm going to be taking this big chunky confetti glitter. This was actually left over by one of the team members in a photo shoot we did. I am very aware about how bad glitter is for the environment, and awesome to see some new sustainable glitters that have entered the market. So I want to keep these away from blowing into the environment. I'm going to be using as much of it I can in these projects. And I've pretty much just made up this simple design. I'm just dabbing a little bit of super glue there and just sticking on these big bits of glitter confetti to make a really cute design. I love this because when the light hits it, it's really going to sparkle. You can even use old costume jewelry. I've used old costume jewelry for lots of things in the past, especially for detailing on shoes and clothes. You can use them on these as well. Ah, it's really coming up now. Look at this collection. So now I'm going to go ahead and paint our little leaves. These just add some dimension to the tree. We've had these for a while. I'm just going to go ahead and cut up some of that chunky confetti into smaller pieces. And this is going to add some really beautiful dimension to those leaves once I stick the glitter on. So again, just getting creative and using what you have at home. You might have some similar decorations at home that you can use. So I'm just going to go ahead with my glue brush and just get that craft glue into all the little crevices here and then dip it into my little glitter bucket. Look at that. You can really see that chunky glitter has added this extra dimension to the leaf. It's going to give it a beautiful extra sparkle. Just stunning. This is my finished leaf ready to go. That was super easy. You can do this on anything you have. Next, I'm going to go and show you how I did this star. So it was originally this gold and green color. So I'm going to change it, going for the lovely blues and silver scheme. So I'm just going to take apart all those details. The good thing about these kind of decorations is they're quite easy to disassemble and put back together. I'm going to go ahead now with my silver paint. Now I'm doing this because the gold glitter is quite chunky here, so it's going to show through. So I'm just going to cover some of that up. So when the silver glitter's on, you won't see that gold showing through. Blow drying just to heat set, a couple of minutes. I'm now taking my craft glue and just painting over that silver paint and sprinkling our glitter on again. I'm using that same glitter I made with that big confetti cut up. Just adds some beautiful dimension and sparkle. Oh, so pretty. All right, so while that's dry, I'm going to go ahead and paint all the other little bits and pieces that came with our star. You can get so creative with this. I just love all the different possibilities you can do. I'm just going ahead here with my paint and glue, and again, just doing that same process with the glitter. Just adding some dimension to that decoration. Beautiful. Going ahead now with that beautiful turquoise paint, just painting the center of this flower and some of the parts that went with it, including the two little baubles as well. Putting it back together. Oh my goodness. What a transformation. It's amazing what you can do with a few items. Wow. Look at this collection. It really came together so well and so simple to do. These are gonna look amazing on the tree. I can't wait to put them up. Can you believe we went from this, old decorations, all the way to this new design? And you know what? You can upcycle these again. That's what I love about this. You can just keep going over it and doing different designs. Never have to throw them away. So these are some beautiful fabric roses my mom made out of scrap fabric. I'm going to add these to the tree for more dimension. And I've just gone over some of the petals again with that glitter technique, the super glue and the glitter. Look at that. Flowers in a tree really does something. It's just adding some lovely depth to this tree. And I've even put it on the Christmas present. It's amazing what you can do with a few bits and pieces. Wow. I've gone ahead and got some old cardboard boxes and did some matching presents using leftover bits that I had. And now I've got this beautiful designer style Christmas tree. And this is it at nighttime. Look at that. Oh, I love this color combination. So there you have it. Beautiful, new, sustainable Christmas decorations that don't harm the planet or people, creating a beautiful, magical space for you and your family and friends this Christmas. Being Christmas time, we're getting very busy in the kitchen. Some of you may or may not know Bee, which is my mom Susan in Lakshmi Bee, has a healthy online vegan cooking show. She is an incredible vegan cook. You give her any delicious dessert that you love and she'll make the vegan version with the same great taste with super healthy ingredients. Next to me, I have a few special treats from the Lavender Cocoa kitchen. I've got to show you these cookies. These are so good for the holiday season. Beautiful choc chip cookies with some delicious white chocolate and dark chocolate swirled on top, and some lovely freeze-dried raspberries sprinkled on top. This is such a delicious recipe. Everyone who tries these absolutely loves them. And if you'd like to give these a try, I will link the tutorial for the main chocolate chip cookie base down below this video. Oh, I'm gonna take a bite of this because it's just too good. Let's get in there. It's so hot here, it's actually melting in my hand. Okay, let's go. So good. I had to. You gotta make these cookies. Now, I gotta show you this delicious drink. This is so good. This is a lovely masala chai frappe. Oh, if you haven't tried this, you need to try this. It is so good. And we've got it topped off here with some vegan cream and of course those freeze-dried raspberries and a little bit of dark chocolate swirled on top. You can actually make a hot version of this if it's winter time near where you are. Of course, in Australia, it is hot. It's literally dripping in my hands. So we have the cold version. I'm just gonna give this a taste. Oh man, it's so good. It's so delicious. It's like creamy and you've got all those spicy flavors in there and that chocolate. This is a real treat. Something that I think your family will love in the holiday season. So of course, yes, we have a tutorial for this drink, and I will also link that one down the bottom of this video. And last but not least, the outfit I am wearing today. Yes, this is another upcycled creation by Lakshmi Bee. It is a beautiful piece. The dress underneath has actually been upcycled from an old formal dress from about 15 years ago. It was actually brought to me by a friend who wanted me to upcycle her formal dress. She ended up bringing 2 dresses to me, and this one was left over. And the beautiful coat, I am obsessed with this coat. It's such a good overcoat, especially if you're going to an event and you want something to throw over your shoulders before you get there. This coat I actually found in our local vintage store. We have pretty much upcycled it using different offcuts. Bee, my mother Susan, has upcycled these lovely roses using those bits and pieces for this lovely shoulder detail. It's got a little stem that runs down the coat. Super, super cute. I love these colors and they go perfectly with our Christmas theme this year. If you have any pieces that you don't wear anymore and you'd like to show them a bit of love, you can hand your pieces to us and we can upcycle them into brand new pieces. A lot of crazy things have happened to all of us in so many different ways, and I know for me, just thinking about the good things that I have left, it really makes me appreciate how much I do have. Sounds a little bit cliche, but honestly, what is life without your family and your loved ones? It just makes life just so much better. We don't always get along. I'm sure anyone with a family will know that, but I do love them and I'm excited to share this lovely season with them. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful, hope-filled New Year. Let's make the best of whatever we have and live the great lives that we were born to live. God bless you all, and I will see you in the next video.